Bet you on land they understand that they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask 'em my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore this shore above, out of the sea. Wish I could be part of it. So in case you couldn't tell from my singing, of course, in case you couldn't tell from the song that I just sang, of course I am talking about The Little Mermaid, the live-action Disney remake that they just held the fan advance screenings tonight, Wednesday, before the official opening tomorrow for the Thursday night screenings, and then of course beyond. I am here to tell you the night before, or whenever you're watching this video, to go see this film as soon as you can. I am here to spread the word of The Little Mermaid, because this is hands down the best live-action Disney remake so far. This is what these live-action remakes should be. This is an emotional, fun, funny, heartwarming feast for the eyes and senses. This was everything that I wanted and more. Halle Bailey, 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 yeah, baby, yeah, Halle Bailey, yes, 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 queen. Halle Bailey was born to play Ariel. Halle Bailey was born to play Ariel. This was truly a Star is Born performance. She was everything that I wanted and more. Not only does she sing her fucking ass off in this movie, and of course we all knew that that was going to happen. If you ever heard her in Chloe x Halle, or like any of the snippets that we've gotten so far, or the full-length songs, you knew that she was going to sing her ass off, but she also acts her ass off. When she cries, you cry. When she's excited, you're excited. When she's curious, you're curious. When she's brave, you're brave. When she's worried, you're worried. She is truly, truly, truly a storyteller with her singing and with her acting. Part of Your World, Part of Your World, Part of Your World had me bawling, just tears upon tears upon tears. That scene was everything that I wanted and more. She has great chemistry with Jonah Hauer-King, and she is just so expressive. I mean, like, she's just so expressive in the way how she carries herself, in the way how she performs this character. And you know what? The haters can suck it. The haters can suck it. I'm sorry. This to me was Ariel. This to me was Ariel. And if you were still hung up on her, if you were still, criticizing her, if you were still, attacking her, then the problem is you. The problem is not the film. The problem is you, not her. Because she truly, truly, truly acts her ass off in this film, and she leaves it all on the table. She leaves it all on the table, and I cannot wait to see where she goes from here. I cannot wait to see The Color Purple, which opens up later this year, which of course has her in one of the roles. I cannot wait to see that movie. It looks fantastic. The trailer just dropped recently. It's gonna be attached to The Little Mermaid when they're playing the trailers. I thought that she was fantastic. She was fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what she does from here. Of course, I'll be waiting her next album, and I'll be waiting the next time that she ends up, appearing on our screens. The next person I want to talk about is somebody that I owe an apology to. I owe this person an apology, because when this person was first announced, I was one of the people who was like, oh, God, no, why would you pick them? Like, why would you go with them? but after watching this movie, Melissa McCarthy, I owe you an apology. Melissa McCarthy, I owe you an apology. I was really, really, really hesitant when she was announced as Ursula, and I'm happy to report that I was wrong. I will 100% eat crow. I will 100% eat shit on this one because, yeah, no, like she knocked it out of the park. She is having a blast in this movie. She's fun, she's campy, she's menacing. I loved her in this role, and this is actually like one of my favorite roles of hers, and probably the first time in a long time that I have actually liked her in something. And Poor Unfortunate Soul was one of the standouts in this film. Jonah Howard King. Yeah, let's talk about Jonah Howard King, who plays Eric. I thought that he really did a fantastic job in this film. I actually really did love his song Wild Uncharted Waters. I know that like some people have taken him to task in terms of the singing, in terms of, his untrained, voice, in terms of the way how he sings, but you know what? I thought that the untrained voice really did fit the scene in context. I thought that the untrained voice really did fit the song, and it really did, work as a scene in context and not just something separate, once you, just only listen to it like on the CD, or when you listen to it on Spotify or iTunes or however you've been listening to it. I do think that Wild Uncharted Waters definitely works as a scene. And I thought that Jonah Howard King really did do a fantastic job. Like I said, I think that he and Halle Bailey really do have fantastic chemistry. If you've seen them in interviews, and they have fantastic chemistry off screen, and that chemistry really does come through in their scenes. This is a scene. This is a film where they do deepen the character of Eric. They do give him more dimensions, and I thought that the additions with Eric, and I thought the deepening of his character really did work, and I actually really did like him in this film. Yeah, let's talk about the animals. David, and I'm just talking about the voice acting. I'm not going to talk about the animation yet. David Diggs, Jacob Tremblay, and Aquafina were really great as Sebastian, Flounder, and Scuttle. They had the kids in my audience really eating out of the palm of their hands. They had the kids in the audience really eating out of the palm of their hands. I know that a lot of people are like really divided on Aquafina, and I know that some people are like really hating on her. Outside of this, and just like hating on Aquafina. I'm still one of those people who is really willing to defend her and still really say that I really do like her, and really do find her funny. And so I didn't really mind her in this, and literally like every time that she opened up her mouth, the kids in my audience were having a blast with it. Like they were dying every time the Scuttle was on the screen, and every time that that Aquafina said anything, like the kids were howling. So yeah, no, like the kids really are carrying, how I'm feeling about this in terms of, of the animals. David Diggs. I've always been a real big fan of David Diggs, and I thought that he was a great choice for Sebastian. I thought that he did a really great job singing. I thought that he did a really great job with the comedy and a really great job, with the voice acting. And Jacob Tremblay was Jacob Tremblay. I mean, he's always great in everything. Same goes with Javier Bardem as King Triton. I thought that he was really great. The woman who plays Eric's mom. I'm kind of reading off of something right here, reading off of my Letterboxd review. Let me see if I can find her name. Oh God, am I gonna butcher this? Noma Dumezweni. I thought that she did a great job. I thought that she did a great job, and I'm really hoping that's who I'm looking at. I thought that she did a really great job, and like I said, they really did add more dimensions to Eric's character. So she was actually a part of that. One of the things that I think like a lot of people have been talking about is the animation. So before we get into the additions and all that, let's talk about the animation. I thought the animation was fine. I thought the visual effects were fine. For the most part, there are a couple of wonky visual effects. There are a couple of wonky scenes, but you know what? I'm really high on this film. I really am, over the top for this film, and so I think that everything that this film did do right really does, overtake anything that it did wrong, or any missteps that it might have had, which are, like I said, very few and far between. The only big missteps would really be, some of the wonky visual effects, but I'm willing to forgive that just because of how much fun I had with the film and how much, it brought out the inner kid in me. Let's talk about the additions. And actually, I really did love all of the additions, and actually really did love the added depth to the Eric and Ariel's relationship. I really do love that they tied them more together and made them more parallel to each other. You can understand why they get drawn to each other. Of the new songs, because there are three new songs. For the first time, which is an Ariel song, Wild Uncharted Waters, and Scuttlebutt. Let's go ahead and talk about Scuttlebutt for a second, because Scuttlebutt is kind of getting dragged through the mud right now. It's really being, it's really being divisive with critics and people who have seen the film, or people who have just heard the song over the soundtrack. Um, I was fine with it because, again, like, the kids in my audience were really carrying it, because at the end of the day, like, this is really for kids. Like, this is really a kids movie, and so it's really going to come down to like how the kids are feeling, especially how I'm reacting to something like Scuttlebutt. And the kids in my audience were howling. The kids in my audience were enjoying it. Yeah, it's a little bit out of place, in the film, and yeah, you can tell that it's a Lin-Manuel Miranda thing, and of course Aquafina raps. But you know what? The kids enjoyed it, so you know what? It was made for kids. It's a kids song. Kids are gonna have that thing on repeat, when you're listening to it in the car. So I'm gonna give Scuttlebutt a pass. But yeah, so it really comes down to what was my favorite of the new songs. It really comes down to For the First Time and Wild Uncharted Waters. They're both really well written. They're both really well scored. But of course, For the First Time is the one that like really kind of gets the edge, because again, you have Halle Bailey. You have Halle Bailey singing it. And of course, any chance that you can get, to have more of Halle Bailey singing, especially like after she loses her voice, after she goes, mute. I'll take it. I'll take it. And like I said, this is the kind of live action Disney remake that I think that these Disney remakes should be. Where not only do they, it's the combination of the nostalgia and the added depths to these stories, the added depths to these characters. And I actually really did love all of the additions to this thing. The film does run about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm sure it's a little bit, really shorter, like when you take out the credits and everything. So I'm sure it's about 205, closer to like 210, something like that. Actually, I'm sure it's like closer to like 205, because like credits are like really long nowadays. So I'm sure it's like closer to like 205. I never felt the runtime. I never once felt the runtime. I never once felt the runtime. I never did. I never did. Not once. I thought this was really well paced, and I thought this was really well edited. That I never once felt the runtime. Let's talk about something that I do think is a criticism, and I do think that this is something I think like some people have started to talk about. Just in films in general, this is not a Little Mermaid problem exclusively. This is a film problem in general. Films have gotten darker in terms of lighting. Films have gotten a lot darker in terms of lighting, and that is starting to become a problem, because there are a couple of scenes in here where I was kind of squinting and going like, what am I looking at? So I'm not gonna use that to like really ding the film, or to like take away a whole bunch of points here. But I will say that Hollywood, please, for the love of God, up the brightness, people, because like, yeah, like there's like a couple of scenes in here and a couple of things that I can point to, other examples outside of the Little Mermaid, that it's like, yeah, y'all really need to start lighting your stuff a lot better, or upping the brightness a lot better, because yeah, it's getting really hard to see some things. Of course, I can point to Game of Thrones, that had a very infamous issue there. House of Dragon, had an issue. Yeah, so yeah, just up the brightness, up the brightness, people. You actually want us to actually be able to see your hard work, so let us actually see your hard work. All right, so to wrap this thing up, to me, this is what a live-action remake should be, giving us the nostalgia while also expanding on the story and deepening it. The Little Mermaid was hands down the best live-action remake so far, and it even surpasses the original in a lot of ways. This is going to get a ton, a ton of rewatches from me. I mean, like, I'm going back tomorrow. I got a whole bunch of tickets, you know, like throughout the entire weekend, and this is the one that's like the easiest decision that I've ever made to actually go back and rewatch this thing, because I love this film, and by the end of it, like, I was bawling. Like, I was really an emotional wreck by the end of this film, and when my audience, you know, applauded, I applauded right along with them, because it's like, how can you not applaud this movie? So I'm gonna give The Little Mermaid 2023 A plus 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 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, billion out of a billion. Go see it, you won't regret it. So jump down to the comment section below. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your continued love and support. As always, remember, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's go through all the stuff you'll be able to find on this channel right now. So I'll be bringing you guys constant updates on After Ever Happy, After Everything, all the After spinoffs. It ends with us, Hush Hush and the Mister. You guys, once we start getting more information about those last two films, I will be adding those to the list of films I will be talking about. You guys are going to be so updated that you'll be begging me to stop the updates. Because I was terminated for so long, there's still some stuff from After We Collided that I do have to catch up on, including topic videos, and those are coming sooner rather than later. As always, remember, this channel would not be able to go to the heights that it has without you guys, and so for that, I'm eternally grateful. You know, I know, there are plenty of fans out there, old and new, who have no idea, absolutely no idea this channel exists, or that it's even back from termination in the first place. So please keep sharing the channel. Please keep spreading the word of Charles's movie channel, because this will easily be one of the best, not the best, book-to-movie adaptation channels you'll find right here on YouTube, or dare I say anywhere. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing. My name is Charles. Welcome to the book-to-movie adaptation channel. I'll see you later. After fans, Joe fans, Hero fans, book-to-movie fans, It Ends With Us fans, Blake Lively fans, Justin Baldoni fans, Hush Hush fans, The Mister fans. Take care, y'all.